Alrighty, we're here for game 4 in this modern friendly league, playing against our opponent JB Spec 3. We won the die roll because we're lucky. Let's see, we have not the best hand. We've got a Grape Shot, we've got a Lightning Bolt, we've got a Gifts Ungiven. We don't have a Brawl, and we don't have any Rituals, and we have 4 lands. Although this hand is definitely playable, I don't think it's good enough to keep even in the dark, so we are going to mulligan it. This hand is not much better. Still a 4-lander, but at least one of our cards is Baral. So we're going to keep this. We're not happy about it. At least we get to scry one. Our opponent mulliganed to 5 cards. We're going to keep the Ritual, and we will... We're going to play the Spire Bluff. If he plays something on turn 1 that we want to kill, that means we have a Lightning Bolt. And also because we don't want to fetch this turn. So we'll pass it on to him and see what he does. Opponent plays Island. Does not have a turn 1 play. We draw a Ritual. We could potentially play Baral. But if he has a spell Snare, that unfortunately gets us. And I think we've got enough time that we can afford to play around counterspells here. There is a reason he played an Island turn 1. It could just be because he mulliganed to 5 and he doesn't have any other lands. It could be that he actually has a 1-mana counterspell that's relevant. So we're going to pass and let it go back to his turn and see what he does. Opponent has Thought Scour. Could be a Blue Moon deck. He scoured a swamp. He has Jace Vryn's Prodigy, who I think we're going to Lightning Bolt, because he's a good card and we don't want him to get out of control. So Lightning Bolt on Jace, and sack Scalding Tarn for another Steam Vents. We'll have it come into play, tapped, of course. We hit another Ritual. We'll play Flooded Strand. We'll play Baral. And this represents that we have a counterspell, even if we don't. So we'll at least try to play a little bit of a mind game with our opponent. Opponent looks like he's on some sort of Grixis control deck. I'm not really sure what he's doing here yet. Bloodstained Mire. See what he fetches for. Fetches for basic Swamp. Could be some sort of Blue Moon deck. He has a Dreadbore. Unfortunately, we don't have the counterspell that we wanted. I guess it wouldn't be Blue Moon, although he is fetching for a lot of basics. Speaking of basics, I think just to be on the safe side, I'm going to get an Island. Opponent has something that he wanted to do on our upkeep. All right, we're going to play Steam Vents. We're going to play it tapped. Now, again, this is where having Sleight of Hand is probably better than Opt, because we need to main phase this Opt to get a creature down this turn. In fact, actually, we probably should have not played that Steam Vents tap. We should have waited to see if we get something off of it. But we're going to go ahead and opt main phase. Sleight of Hand would, of course, let us dig a little bit deeper. We'll keep the Serum Visions, though. We definitely don't mind having another cantrip. Puts a Grape Shot in hand. Don't think we need the other Desperate Ritual, but we will take the other opt. And we'll go ahead and pass the turn and see what our opponent does. Opponent plays Watergrave untapped. He has a Kalitas Traitor of Get. So this looks like some sort of Grixis control-ish good stuff, kind of Jundi almost style deck. Fortunately, fortunately for us, let's see here. How's this one work? Yeah, it just affects our creatures going to the graveyard, which actually doesn't really bother us too much. If this affected our spells, it would be way worse, of course. We draw the opt. Again, we have to do this main phase. We definitely don't need another land right now, so we'll get a Remand. Remand's not a terrible play. We can pass the turn. Potentially, we could Remand something like Tassiger or Gurmag Angler or something like that. Opponent has a Creeping Tar Pit. That's a little bit more pressure. He's going to get across for 3 with Lifelink. The Lifelink can get a little out of control. If his life total gets way too high, we won't have the cards to combo. Combo enough damage to kill him, I should say. There's the Goblin Electromancer. Alright, so if we had a Gifts Ungiven in our hand right now, we could try to combo. But I don't think that we, since we'd have no other way to draw cards except for Remand, I don't think it's worth trying to combo right now, even though he most likely has a removal spell. He does only have 2 cards left. So the likelihood that one of those is a removal spell is probably pretty high because he probably runs a lot of them. But we're still, you know, hopefully we're lucky enough that this isn't a removal spell here. He has something at the end of turn. Yeah, it's definitely a Culligan's Command, so we will remand it. But that means he's going to get to cast it on his turn. But that digs us another card deeper. That draws us into the Gifts Ungiven, which means we may be able to Gifts in response to him doing other stuff. Let's see what he does. So he's got a Dismember. I think we're going to go ahead and Gifts. Wait. I am dumb. I am really, really dumb. I don't know what I was thinking. I was thinking somehow I could make blue mana with that. Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm dumb. So, we're going to go ahead and concede this game, and we're going to pretend like none of that happened. And hopefully our opponent will not realize how dumb we are. So we're going to go to our sideboard. Let's see. Things that we're going to want against him. He's probably going to have some sort of Graveyard Hate. My guess is that his Graveyard Hate will be in artifact form, since he doesn't have... well, he does have black, so it could be some sort of black Graveyard Hate, but he doesn't have white, he doesn't have green. I'm going to bring in the Wear Tears. And I think I'm going to bring in... Let's see, Lightning Bolts are probably good. Well, Lightning Bolt... He didn't really show anything that Lightning Bolt could kill. He had Jaces, though. He had Jaces. Jaces do get killed by Lightning Bolt. He probably also has Snapcaster Mage. Let's see. I don't think we want to bring in Shattering Spree and Wear Tear. I don't think Anger of the Gods kills enough things for it to be worth bringing in. I'm not going to bring in Empty the Warrens yet. It may be a Game 3 scenario. And I don't think the Unburial Rites combo is going to be very good against his big Gurmag Angler type creatures. So I think that's it. I think what I'm going to take out is the counter spells, because I don't think that they're super valuable right now. Oh, but that gives me no protection for his removal spells. I don't think I can do that. Okay, so let's rethink that. I think instead what I'm going to take out is probably some number of rituals. Probably 2 Pyretic Rituals, 2 Desperate Rituals. And we'll try it like that. We would like to play first. This is a kind of a shaky one-lander. We do have 3 cost-reducing creatures, and we need that redundancy against his creature removal. We do have a Serum Visions to potentially draw into another land, so I think we'll keep. And let's see if we can get into that second land. We didn't, and it's sad that we really want both of these rituals, and we have to put both of them on the bottom. But we do have the capability of potentially opting next turn if we don't naturally draw into another land. So let's go ahead and pass it to him and see what he does. Opponent may have a discard spell on turn 1. Nope, he has an island, potentially another cantrip. Yeah, he's going to Serum Visions. Opponent didn't have too many discard spells on his turn. He had what, did he have a Culligan's Command? Yeah, I think he had a Culligan's Command. That's the only discard spell that I saw. Alright, let's see if we draw a land. We did, huzzah. Okay, so we are going to Steam Vents, because we need the red. And we'll play Electromancer. Hopefully it lives through a turn. If it doesn't, of course we have more. Opponent has basics, and he has something to cast this turn. Could be a Dark Confidant. Collective Brutality. And he's going to get probably my Opt, maybe my Lightning Bolt, depending on what his hand looks like. Fortunately, that means we lose our Electromancer. Baral would, of course, survived Collective Brutality there. He discarded Kalitas to do the Escalate there. He took the Lightning Bolt. We drew another land. I'm going to cast... let's see here. Oof. I don't like the idea of getting another fetch land here, but I think I unfortunately have to. So I'm going to cast... I'm going to cast Baral this time. And I'm going to leave open Opt. Now, he should know that I drew that land card and that I don't have a counterspell in hand. But I'm still kind of representing that I have a counterspell. I doubt he'll play around it, though. Opponent gets Steam Vents. Looks like untapped. So he has a Terminate or a Dreadbore. He has a Terminate. I'm going to Opt in response just to see what happens. We get a Remand, and we're going to keep that Remand. because we can use it to protect the Electromancer. Opponent's going to Serum Vision. He put one on bottom, one on top. There's a Past in Flames. So we'll play our Electromancer, and we can protect it with Remand, hopefully. He's got another Collective Brutality. We'll Remand in response. Unfortunately, he can recast it. But at least this ties up his mana for the turn and lets us draw another card. Opponent is sacking his Bloodstained Mire. He might have a counterspell, theoretically, for Remand. Yeah, he's got a Counter Squall. Okay. So we are going to get Brutalized collectively. Probably takes the Gifts Ungiven. Yeah, I think that's probably the better play. We are down to our last card, and we don't even have the mana to cast that one card. So it is not looking good for us. We did draw a Remand. We will go a few more turns. Our opponent basically needs to draw some kind of threat at this point. Looks like a Kalitas. It's a Gurmag Angler. We will Remand, gladly, the Gurmag Angler. Drew a land off of the Remand. That gives us another Gifts Ungiven. That's actually pretty good. We can theoretically cast Gifts Ungiven to get a couple of rituals, which will let us start Past in Flamesing. Opponent has Liliana the Veil. He's going to make us discard. We'll probably discard the Past in Flames. It's a foiled Liliana. Each player discards a card. Alright, we're going to fetch. We'll get our other island because we're a little low on life. And we'll go ahead and Gifts Ungiven. Alright, so we've already got a Past in Flames. Let us get a Desperate Ritual, a Manamorphose, a Pyretic Ritual, and what else? Probably... No, let's do Manamorphose, a Ritual, a Baral, and a Goblin Electromancer. Maybe we need to get 2 Rituals instead of just a Manamorphose. Because he's going to put both of those in the graveyard, I think. It takes 6 to flashback Past in Flames. So we would have to draw another ritual on our turn. And I think Manamorphose is going to more likely let us draw that second ritual. So yeah, we're gonna stick with this. He has to put the 2 creatures in the graveyard, I think. That lets us Manamorphose to see if we can draw another ritual. Or at least 2 chances to draw a ritual. Yeah, opponent does what I assumed he would do. We drew an Electromancer. That is fantastic. So we're going to play Electromancer. Now we're going to play Manamorphose. We will get a red and a blue. Gives us a Lightning Bolt. We will Pyretic Ritual. So we need to pay for Past in Flames, leaving 1 red open. Alright. Now we can Pyretic Ritual again. We can Manamorphose again. We will get 2 blue. Gives us an Opt. Now we can Gifts Ungiven, leaving a red. This is on the close end of it, so we've got to be very careful on how we spend our mana. We'll get a Desperate Ritual, get a Pyretic Ritual, gonna get a Past in Flames, gonna get Manamorphose. He put both of our good rituals in the yard. That's gonna leave us Manamorphose, which we will cast. And I think we're gonna get a red and a blue. That draws us a mountain. It's good. That means we can, let's see, we have 1, 2, 3. We may be stopped here. But we can double Lightning Bolt Liliana and then still Opt. Let's Opt and see if we draw another ritual. Put the Steam Vents on bottom. We get another Gifts Ungiven. That's pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and we will redirect to Liliana, yes. And then we will Lightning Bolt, redirect to Liliana, yes. So this leaves him with 1 card in hand. And we can theoretically try to combo off again next turn. Opponent's going to cast his Gurmag Angler again. Opponent doesn't look like he has a removal spell or a discard spell, so that's good for us. We have a Wear Tear. That's not super useful right now. I think what we want to do is, let's see, we got Past in Flames. We got to be a little conscientious of our time as well. If we Past in Flames first, that leaves us 2 mana. If we Gifts Ungiven first, that leaves us 2 mana. Alright, so I think we're going to Gifts first. That lets us Manamorphose, Desperate Ritual, Grape Shot, and Lightning Bolt. Right now what we need to do is just fill our yard with more rituals. He leaves us with the Grape Shot. Alright, so we're going to give it another turn. Hopefully we don't lose our Electromancer again. See what our opponent draws, see if it's something that interacts with us. He's got a Snapcaster Mage. Probably for Collective Brutality. Yeah, unfortunately there's nothing we can do about that. He can discard his last spell, so he can't escalate once. Is he just getting the Terminate? No, he did get the Collective Brutality. He's going to make us discard a card. I think what I want to discard, or what I don't want to discard is the Lightning Bolt. So I'm going to go ahead and cast Lightning Bolt and shoot him for 3. Now, if he makes us discard our Past in Flames, that's going to put us in a situation where we can't flash it back. But he took our Grape Shot. Alright, so we are at 6. We need to get him down from 12. We draw Baral. That's a good draw. So if we cast Baral... no, if we cast Baral, then we can't... if we cast Baral, that leaves us with 3. Yeah, then we can't Past in Flames. So we have to Past in Flames... Nope, Past in Flames leaves us with 1. Yeah, that's not good. That's not good at all. So we're going to cast Baral. That lets us block Snapcaster Mage. Unfortunately, this puts us in a situation where pretty mostly if he draws any removal spell, we're gone. Let's see what he drew. See if it affects us. He is waiting, so he may have something he can do here. Nope, he's going to combat. Just attacks with the Angler. We have to take it. Obviously, if he has a burn spell, that just kills us. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. He hit a Nihil Spellbomb. Yeah, I don't know how we get out of that. Because I do have the Wear Tear to destroy it, but he can just sack it in response. He's got the mana to do that. Alright, so we're gonna let it go. That was a great draw for our opponent. He definitely needed that exact card. That wrecks us hard. Yep. Sacking it now. Drawing a card off of it. We're going to draw a card just to see what it was, and then we're probably going to concede. I do not think we have anything we can do now. We are donezo. And it has one more thing he wants to cast. He's going to cast Tasigur. Okay, yeah, you got Tasigur too. Yeah. So we will concede. We will extend a GG to our opponent. Unfortunately, that puts us 1-3, which is a pretty bad record. We're going to play Game 5. Hopefully we win Game 5. But we'll see how it goes. We'll see you in the next one.